welcome to our abandoned crib. As you can see, we like it real open here, streamlined, minimalists. This is where the kids like to kind of play. We have it all tricked out with toys. And then in here is our dining room. We love to just sit on the floor under the chandelier and enjoy some grub. Speaking of which, let's roll into the kitchen here, where we're using some beautiful plastic flatware and enjoying basically nothing to eat. Now in the back, we got the kids' playroom. They love to hang out in here and play with that sorry old yoga mat. It also serves as a little nap time place. And finally, let's go upstairs and see our sleeping quarters. Here's poor little Griff in his prison cell. Then we got Paloma. She probably has the nicest bed in the house. Over here in her pack and play. And then finally, Mom and Pa have real sore backs because we're on a smushy air mattress. Gotta love it. Well, in case you haven't gathered from this video or heard the news, we are moving. This has been over a year process for us as a family. We've searched the country, we've prayed about it, and we've decided on the Destin, Florida area. So let me just say this past month has been intense. Michael has been very busy doing the final touches on our Mama Natural birth course. Meanwhile, I've been packing, and packing up a house with 2 young children is very challenging, as a lot of you mamas know out there. Just having boxes everywhere, packing stuff constantly, just living in chaos has not been fun. I have enjoyed, though, purging, getting rid of a lot of stuff that we didn't need anymore, especially a lot of that baby stuff, even though, of course, it's a little bit bittersweet. But yeah, so then on Saturday, the pods were delivered. We decided we were going to do a pod move instead of kind of the traditional style. Well, pods are packed, and I have to say we were a little nervous that all of our stuff wasn't going to fit, because when these pods got delivered, they looked, well, kind of small, and our place was just jam-packed full of boxes. But I'm happy to say that not only did our stuff easily fit, we actually have leftover room. So if you need anything taken down to Florida, let me know, we can hook you up. Woo, so it is a relief to have all of our stuff packed up and on its way to Florida. Now, the thing about pod moving is that it takes about 8 or 9 days to get your stuff to your final destination. So because of the distance, because of crossing state lines and everything like that. So we basically are camping out in our home. Now, I knew this was going to be challenging, but I just wasn't quite prepared for how Spartan and barren it feels in here. Basically, I'm not inside much. Thank God it is summer and we can basically live outside. We've been eating outdoors and just being away, because it's not fun to be in this house with absolutely nothing in it. And at night, you know, the air mattress isn't exactly the most comfortable, but we're dealing with it, and it certainly could be much worse. But I have to say, this week has been probably one of the most emotional weeks of my life, because almost every night we've had some kind of dinner engagement or gone out to eat or just connected with people to say our goodbyes. And these are people we have known, some of them for like 30 years, you know, and more. I mean, Michael and I basically grew up in this area. So it's been so sad and just emotional, and especially just seeing like my mom and her sisters and people who are just love, you know, they just love you from the moment you were born all the way through your life. You know how we talk about it takes a village. These are part of our villages, and we're saying goodbye to them, and it's super sad. But it's also really exciting. So it's just bittersweet, because it's also really exciting to know that I'm going to miss a Chicago winter this year, that I'm going to live someplace where I can walk to the beach and just be in God's beauty in such a new way. And so actually it all culminates on Saturday. Saturday, we're having a huge going away party. I'm like, let's just do a bash in this empty house. We can go crazy and do, like, the kids can destroy it because there's nothing in it. So it's family friendly, and we're just going to have this wonderful Mediterranean feast and just have all of our friends and family come over and party like it's 1999 before we leave. And it's actually my 40th birthday on Saturday too. That was what was really interesting in the moving process and that purging process that I talked about. Michael and I used to be huge journal people, and I still have a journal, Michael still does, but we're not quite as into it just because we have kids and we're very busy. But going back and looking at just boxes after boxes of these old journals and just reading through some of it, we're like, oh my gosh, we were so depressed. Like, just reading about teenage angst and like how you get so upset because, you know, Tom didn't like you, or you felt like you looked fat in your new jeans, or, you know, this happened, or, you know, Kathy didn't say hi, and just all of that drama, you know, when you're younger. And I'm just so grateful that I do not live in that space anymore. There was also lots of entries about my food struggle and how much I ate the night before and how I felt so bloated and ashamed. And I'm just like, thank you, God. And that is the gift of getting older, is that you get more and more comfortable in your own skin. And I feel at peace. And most days I wake up and I'm in joy, and I don't live in that just self-conscious nightmare. So how about you? Would love to hear from you. Do you keep journals? Do you keep old journals? Have you looked through them recently? Have you seen your own progress, physically, emotionally, spiritually? Share with me in the comments below. I love you all. God bless.